There is no way this player just said this. And this could affect a lot of cohesion going into our week 1 matchup against the Jets this Sunday. My name is Tamir Jean-Charles. This is Steelers Digest. Let's get into it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed. Like I said, we are nearing the start of the season. On Sunday, we are going to face the Jets. We've got a lot of content rolling out. How you doing, Steelers fans? Today we've got a more controversy in the land of ketchup for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, it's not called Heinz Field anymore, but this time with Cam Heyward's younger brother, Connor Heyward, who a lot of people were giving a lot of stick for during the offseason and rolling into when the rosters came out, the 53-man rosters came out, just because they didn't really understand, his role on the team, what he was really going to do, his value to the squad, why certain guys like Beanie Bishop didn't make the team, why Robert Woods didn't make the team, and in the end he got released from our practice squad as well. But this is a guy that obviously you drafted from Michigan State. And Pittsburgh does this a lot. I want to look at this situation before I go really deep into what he said and what happened. I do want to talk about it. Talk about the player first. Now, Pittsburgh does do this a lot. They draft, former Steelers that, their father played for the team, and now their sons are now at that time where it's time to be drafted. So they just want to continue that fraternity, continue that lineage on the team. And I'm not really too mad about that, especially if you're a guy like Joey Porter Jr., who that's not a charity draft pick. That's someone who could be a bona fide stud for us, and has shown glimpses of being a bona fide stud for us outside at corner. And we'll see what he does this year, a big bounce back year. Not like he really played bad football last year, just holding, too many penalties, too many 15 yards in the NFL is way too free. Kickoffs get moved up and stuff like that. So there's already too many yards that's already given up. We can't be giving up more. But I wouldn't say he played bad football, like he was getting beat all the time. But this was a guy who, is he a tight end? Is Connor Heyward a fullback? What does he really do? He's versatile for us, plays special teams at a high level. So he's always going to have some type of role. And amid those contract negotiations for his older brother, Cam Heyward, who on Thursday, which is yesterday, didn't practice, but today he practiced, so he'll most likely suit up. And just to talk about that point, I'll go back, but just to talk about that point real quick for Steelers fans, it is a bright spot that the Pittsburgh Steelers did list him as one of the 4 captains. Obviously, you can see Miles Killebrew, big special teams guy. He's always going to be a captain for us. Just like Russell Wilson last year, our veteran quarterback this year, Aaron Rodgers, is going to be a captain. Obviously, TJ Watt is that defensive captain with Cameron Heyward. So this makes me believe that he's not going to be sitting out. Yes, he does want more money. Yes, he wants to maximize his contract. Yes, he's 35. But if they're going to list him as a team captain, he's going to be playing. He's going to be able to do that and lead by example and lead with his voice. But getting back to Connor Heyward's his words, and these words are a bit interesting just because, he says at some point it has to stop. Everybody has their own scapegoat for the team, and he's talking about Cordell Patterson. I really don't think Cordell Patterson was a scapegoat, in my opinion. Steelers fans, I want to know what you guys think personally in the comments. Please leave your comments. But I wouldn't say Cordell Patterson was a scapegoat. He was a good special teams guy, good punt returner. Obviously, he wasn't the punt returner that he used to be when he was a bit younger, but good punt returner, good kick returner. And then we used him just like the Patriots did as a running back more than a wide receiver. But I wouldn't necessarily call Cordell Patterson a scapegoat. But these are Connor Heyward's words. And Steelers fans, we're a tough bunch. We're a tough cookie. But I wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily, say that he's a scapegoat. I feel like if you're not at a role of a DK Metcalf, a Jaylen Warren, you know, waiting to see what Calvin Austin does, waiting to see what Roman Wilson does, wanting to see if Deshaun Elliott can continue. Like, if you're not a guy who's on the team and has a clear role, and it's the offseason and it's getting down to cuts, plus your older brother wants more money, you just are going to be the target. And I think he has to understand that. And I think he has to keep his head down and play football. Like, when Kenny Pickett was the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was finding Connor Heyward. He was that guy down the seam. If Freiermuth wasn't in the game, that he was going for. Like, this is, I'm not gonna say he's like a sick, versatile weapon on our offense, but he's a guy that could, become a solid option. He's a guy that Aaron Rodgers could look at and be like, okay, I can trust him to make a catch, whether it's a play action and it's a route to the flat, whether he's going up the seam and making a catch and taking a big hit, whether it is special teams making a tackle or making a key block that no one talks about. Connor Heyward is the type of guy where his impact goes beyond the stat sheet, and as I'm talking more about him, he's an important player of the team, and he's also very versatile. Like I said, we don't know if he's a fullback. Obviously, we had Derek Watt. He's not on the team anymore. Connor Heyward's playing some fullback. Obviously, with the addition of, Pat Freiermuth is there, Jonnu Smith, Darnell Washington. I don't really know how much he's gonna be in there, in that tight end room to be able to pass catch a lot. Arthur Smith loves those 3 tight end sets. Remember last year we were doing it with 2. Now we have an extra one. So he's just going to be a guy that is just in the background, and he has to make plays when it comes to him. And Cam Heyward, his older brother, had a lot of words to say, saying y'all don't respect him for who he is, which I agree with that part, right? Like, as an older brother, you're always going to defend your younger brother. I'm not really mad about these words, but, he works hard. Y'all saw the way he cares, where he puts in time, he tries to get better and all those things. I just feel like y'all have done him a disservice not giving that kid a chance. Half the people talk about it, and then he goes up. You know how football players go into, if you didn't put on the pads, then you can't really say anything. But at the end of the day, this is just him defending his brother. I don't really have a problem with that. Shifting just a tad to Cam Heyward, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers and him will map something out as the weeks go on. I do think that at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in New York, number 97 will be suited up and ready to go and ready to start. Derek Harmon obviously won't be there to play. He's going to be missing, I wouldn't say a ton of football, but he's going to be missing 3 or 4 games. But that's where the state of Pittsburgh is. Obviously, the NFL season kicked off yesterday. And this is where we are. There's always a lot of drama within the team. Especially off-season, just because people want to get paid. You see your brothers get paid, so you want to follow suit and be next up. And I can't really hate it. So this is all the news about Connor Heyward. Steelers fans, what do you think his role is going to be this season? Do you think he's doing too much? Do you think he is a scapegoat? Do you think some people are just mad at Cam Heyward more than they are mad at Connor, and he's just, I wouldn't say a scapegoat, but he's just got the last name and he's just there. We don't really have a clear role for him, so he's just there. Do you think other players that got released should have made the team over him? Do you think that players on the practice squad should have made the team over him? Let me know what you guys think. And also let me know what you think about big number 97 Cameron Heyward suiting up on Sunday against the Jets. That's all I got for you, Steelers fans. I'll be back for another one. Peace.